And if anybody has any questions, go ahead and speak up. Let's see, we have requested, and we'll just try to get a few questions in until everybody's kind of in here, and then we'll go over what we have for the evening.
Hi, I'm Charles. If you like trading crypto, like I...
Go ahead, Jackie. You're unmuted, and then Yon. How do you do it, Daniel? You click on their name and then add as speaker like that.
Okay. Yeah. So I think they have to unmute themselves. You can add them as a speaker, and then they can unmute themselves.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
I am good. I just want to know more about Project Red.
Oh, we're gonna let Budosh let you guys know about Project Red. That's so funny. Yeah, we're not ready to unveil Project Red, but he has something in the works, and it's pretty bullish.
And I also heard L-Bank listing is coming soon. Is that true?
I'm sorry, you're a little bit muffled there.
No, we don't plan to list with L-Bank. I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off, Joey.
No,
I heard.
Guys, everybody, deregister is like the chief operating officer of the entire ecosystem here. You guys can go give him a follow. His Twitter started blowing up once he had unveiled himself. So.
What exchanges are you planning to work on to get listed?
You know, a lot of the exchanges have us under an NDA. We have some good relationships in the space. There's a couple top 10, I think 3 different top 10 exchanges that we're in contact with right now, and we're going through the process.
Rumors has it that is a KeyCoin and Gate.io. Is that true?
You know, rumors are rumors. You know, you can I don't know, take it as you will. Generally, where there's smoke, there's fire. But it might be another one. You know, it might be something different than that. So never know. All right, we're doing pretty good here. Cool. Yeah, if anybody has, I mean, we're just going to go kind of AMA style. So if anybody has anything that they want to say, anything that they want to ask, you guys can go ahead and raise your hands and we'll unmute you here. We got Hi coming in here. And then I think do we remove a speaker? Okay. There we go.
Yeah, I think we should just like let people ask their questions, and once they're done, we'll remove them, and then we can keep rotating speakers.
Cool, sounds good. And I'll add a speaker also. Just wait your turn, okay? I'll add multiple people as speakers. Just kind of wait your turn there. So go ahead, Hi. You were first.
Hi, is there any feedback on staking with Cliff, or what the plans are there, potential return, etc.?
Yeah, so we're sort of in the process of creating, at least for the entire ecosystem, of examining the potential for liquidity pools between all the tokens. Budosh is working on something that involves a reward system, as well as we're trying to give the Cliff token itself utility within the metaverse project that we're working on for the Inuyasha ecosystem. So for a future project, it's in the incubator right now. We're trying to integrate all of the tokens in the ecosystem to give them utility inside of that metaverse world. So
awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to first of all come up here and say hi. Nice to meet you, Cliff. Yeah, so I do a lot of Twitter spaces here on Twitter, and I wanted to know if you guys just needed a little help with the Twitter space, running it a little bit, like a host.
Sure. Yeah. Does somebody want to add? What's your name?
I'm Stacky Robinson. You can call me Doll. Everybody calls me Doll.
Doll or
Yeah.
Dow?
I'm from Philly, so I say Doll. Doll. There you go.
Sure. Yeah.
Like a
Thank
Barbie
you.
doll.
Cool.
So first of all, for people who aren't familiar with Twitter Spaces, go ahead and hit the feather at the right-hand side of the room and tweet out the room. Tag Cliff, get some people in the room. That's the rules of Twitter Spaces. Go ahead and do that first. I hope that everybody does it. If you aren't familiar with the emojis, if you have any reactions, go ahead and hit that heart button. If you hit the heart button, emojis pop up. Why don't you go ahead and do that now?
Cool. Thanks.
Just to show you how to use it. If you're up here and you have a question, which more than about 12 people at a time could be up on the speaker as a speaker, you can go ahead and raise your hand if you're up here. If you have a question, that's how you raise your hand if you're not familiar. And go ahead and get some more people. You can bring some more people up here. Please be respectful of each other and don't speak over each other. If you have a question, wait for your turn. So if people are requesting up, Cliff, you can go ahead and add them up, and hopefully they be respectful to your rules. So that's first things first.
Righteous.
First of all, I just want to ask you guys about the project itself. What can you give us a little bit for new people here? Can you give us a little bit about the project, just the background and a little bit about Clifford itself?
Yeah, sure. So the project as a whole is essentially like a decentralized investment vehicle. So far, we have been focusing on investments in blue chip NFTs. We've purchased land in the sandbox. We've purchased Bay 8. We've bought a bunch of wolves and sheep and land in the wolf game, as well as Neo Tokyo NFT. And so we're going to try to leverage some of these NFTs, especially the ones that give you access into specific like investment clubs or different groups like the Bay and the Neo Tokyo. Try to leverage those to expand the overall ecosystem as a whole. So far, our doodle, I think we bought more than one doodle. Oh, and keep in mind, everybody, Budosh is really the brains behind the Cliff token contract. This is his creation, and a lot of the investments, I don't have a huge background or base or even any real knowledge about which blue chip NFTs are going to do well and whatnot. But Budosh is deeply ingrained into the NFT community, and so far, some of the returns, at least on floor price, unrealized gains from his NFTs. We bought the one Bay C at a floor price of like 51. I think we paid 53 ETH for it, and now I think the new floor price is about 71 or 73. So about a 20 ETH gain on the Bay C in a couple weeks, and then the Neo Tokyo also has increased. I guess the way to leverage the Neo Tokyo NFT, the best way is it gives you access, much like the Bay C, the Neo Tokyo gives you access into a group full of senior level developers and creatives in the space that are all in a collaborative mindset. So just for future projects, future expansion, developing the entire Cliff utility to its fullest, leveraging that Neo Tokyo NFT will be pretty invaluable. So far, he made a sale just to make a buyback on the chart, but I think he bought the doodle for 4 ETH and sold it for 8 ETH. So 4 ETH gain in 2 weeks on that one, and then was able to make an 8 ETH buyback on the chart, along with selling one of the other NFTs. So he's really sort of playing the NFT, playing the NFT. I don't know, the increase in floor price, for these different blue chip NFTs is sort of what he's focusing on, and then generally focusing on the NFTs that have the most utility. I wish he was here. Right now it's 6 a.m. his time, so he would be able to speak on
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
So it seems like you guys have made some really good investments and are very savvy in the NFT space. Other than that, can you give us just a little preview of the team, like what each member does and who they are, if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. So Guapo is managing the Twitter and all of our socials. He's Cliff there, the host. Deregister is the chief operating officer for the entire ecosystem. Budosh is our main dev, deployment and operations dev. He doesn't write smart contracts; he operates them. Really smooth operation. And an alien is in there. We also have Anthony Vo, who is former chief financial officer at Cardia Chain and VP at an investment bank. So he's there to kind of, both Deregister and Anthony have experience. Anthony's a bona fide, hedge fund manager, and Deregister has a lot of experience dealing with mortgage-backed securities and hedge funds in general. And so we're trying to bridge the gap between like this DeFi space and real world investments. And so Anthony, he brings to the table a lot of sort of pre-IPO access. Some of the pre-IPOs on the table right now are SpaceX, OpenSea, Kraken, to name a few of the real world investments that we can bridge over to. So that's the team.
That's amazing. It seems like that your team is, well, from what I've seen, from me being in the Telegram room, your team is amazing, and you answer a lot of people's questions. So speaking of questions, let's get to Javier. Hey, Javier, before we go to our next question, what questions did you have for Coyote?
Yeah, hey, how's it going? I have this question. Do you guys plan on listing on Saitamask? Anything down the pipeline in that regards?
We had a meeting today, kind of around this topic, I guess, and we're not really sure. I think we're going to try to see how Saitamask does, what the liquidity provision type process looks like. Also, there's a lot of projects in the ecosystem. Like, we're 3 weeks old right now, so fully developing our system inside of this token ecosystem. Clifford is kind of the priority right now. But if somebody wanted us to list based on our volume or hype or community, I think that we're open to it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Javier. And again, let me reset the room. Go ahead and tweet out the room. It's the purple feather at the bottom of the room. Go ahead and tweet out the room. Let's keep doing that throughout the space so that we can keep fresh faces in here. We want more investors, so this is the way to do it. So let's tweet out the room. All right, you guys. And also, if you have a question, you need to request that. Please do that. Cliff or Coyote, do you see anyone requesting us to ask a question?
Yeah, Zhao.
Yes, go ahead and bring them up so they can ask some questions.
Okay, there we go. I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's go. Did you bring him up?
Yeah.
All right, there he is. Hey, Jao.
Hey, how's it going? I do have a question.
Hey.
What's the price prediction for the next 12 months?
Oh goodness. It's really interesting to put a price prediction on a token with this type of smart contract. Guys, for those that are new to Cliffs. Okay. I'll give like a breakdown of how the token contract actually works and why this is actually such a difficult thing to put into perspective. Like a price prediction would be really difficult because we've never seen a token contract like this before. This is the first of its kind. I'll just explain how it works. Okay, guys. Imagine if you have 10 ETH, okay, and 10 Clifford tokens in the liquidity pool. What the token contract does is you're able to detach, let's say, 3 of the Clifford tokens and remove them from the liquidity pool and then send those to the debt address. Okay. And what that does is now you have left over in the liquidity pool, you have 7 Clifford tokens and 10 ETH. Okay. So before 10 Clifford tokens equal 10 ETH, now you have 7 Clifford tokens equaling 10 ETH. Right. So, I mean, that's like does anybody know like the percentage gain just on that burn, for instance? I think it's pretty incredible. I think if you detached 5 Clifford tokens, you'd have a gain of value on the Clifford token of 100%, right? And so at any given time, the Clifford token contract can actually create a gain, like you guys saw on New Year's Eve or 12 a.m. UTC time, New Year's Day. We did a $1 million detachment and burn of the LP. And you guys saw the market cap go from 164 million to 182 million dollars on the 1 minute chart. So if you guys were watching that candle on the 1 minute chart, you were able to see like how powerful the smart contract actually is. So in terms of price prediction, I mean, at any given point, depending on how thick the liquidity pool is, like depending on how Boo is feeling at the time, I guess, or what we discuss as a team, he could burn like right now, I think there's like $7 million in the liquidity pool. He could cut it down in half and make a $3.5 million detachment and burn of the liquidity pool, which should, create like maybe an 80% increase in price per token. So it's really hard to say like, this is going to be worth this much, right? Because it's not a normal token contract where all you're relying on, right, is holders coming in, people continuing to buy pressure, outpacing sell pressure, marketing, so on and so forth. The token contract sort of takes care of itself. Obviously, huge sell-offs are very hard to account for, but the way the tokenomics work is it replenishes the liquidity pool as the sell-offs come. So it's actually beneficial for the health of the token for the long term, right? So.
Jal, did he answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. Can you guys hear me?
We hear you just fine.
Perfect. No, yeah, definitely. I did have another question. So right now you guys only listed on DeFi, right? Like wallet. I'm actually new here. I'm a small investor. I just bought it.
Or Uniswap.
Yes. Just did on wallet, Coinbase wallet. 1 million. I think it was 1 million and a half. I don't know if that's a solid investment, but I'm a small investor. I'm new in the cryptocurrency world, and I just was wondering if this is the only way we can buy Cliff right now.
Yeah, so you can buy on BITMART using USDT. I think they have a USDT pair on BITMART, and then we're working several other centralized exchanges as well. But for the time being, I don't know. How much you choose to how many Cliff tokens you choose to interact with is your your choice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jal. Now we have who's that? PBJ Assassin. Who's that? Astronaut. PBJ Astronaut. How you doing?
Doing great. How are y'all two?
All right, we're good. What questions you got today?
First, I just want to say thanks for hosting this space. This is really awesome. So I'm pretty new to the Inuyasha ecosystem. I hold a little bit of Cliff, bought on day one, a little bit of Inuyasha, a little bit of Guzzler, and I have two questions. One, what kind of maybe disqualifiers would you be looking for peyote to be part of the, I don't know if it was the Inuyasha DAO or Inuyasha pad as the incubator for pre-sales? And second question is the team sort of happy or surprised? What's the team's feel on the reaction of the New Year's Eve burn after the, pretty big sell-off? Have y'all considered doing it anonymously, or do y'all want to continue announcing it ahead of time?
Yeah. So, it's reaction. So I don't dwell on price action or chart. Like my job is kind of to just execute on the game plan. If the chart, the chart is sort of left up to a market maker. In this case, it's the token contract itself and Budosh and the marketing team, if they're trying to get some type of price action, if that's their goal. I just try to coordinate all like the moving parts for the actual projects. But generally, announced burns, especially when they see what the Clifford token contract can do, announced burns will most likely have some type of sell-off like that, because they know, you're going to get a 20%, I can't remember what that was. I think it was just a 10% candle, like almost like an immediate 10 or 12% candle on the 1 minute chart. And there was a lot of bullishness leading up to it in general. So I don't think we'll ever announce it again, but I don't regret, none of us, I think, regret announcing the burn, just because it did generate quite a bit of hype. And then people were actually able to see what the token contract was able to do. Part of this blockchain space, especially when you're in our shoes, is you're trying to improve upon the people before you, right? And there's a lot of well-known token contracts out there that are basically just based on, forked shitcoins, right? And somehow they've managed to balloon themselves to whatever type of market cap that they're at. None of the token contracts that we have developed or that we have in development are shitcoins. Like, they're truly like high bandwidth, scalable, future-proof type contracts. So you'll never really see something like what we do. So that's what we focus on. So we don't have like a ton of emotions regarding the price, like what's going on. Although we do know that if people just hold and take profits responsibly, the token contract would take care of the price action, right? So that's where can you get 10,000 people or 20,000 people or 50,000 people to kind of be on the same page and just let the Clifford token contract increase the bag, right? Like, what's the strategy there? Because if 50,000 people bought and held, eventually over time, as the Clifford token detaches the Cliff token from the ETH pair, the tokens themselves in your wallet will be worth more, right? The only thing that's going to decrease the value is like some type of major sell-off. So all sell-offs, bounces are not bad, because it does bolster the LP and gives the Cliff token contract enough fuel for that next leg up. But overall, the sell-off, we had a ton of whales. And this is what happens when you make a lot of people a ton of money very quickly, is people all of a sudden, have $500,000 in Cliff tokens, and we don't blame them. It's unfortunate. There's ways to sell. We've set up a market making account where people are actually able to sell in a controlled type environment, so they don't hurt the chart. But yeah, just getting everybody on the same page is always going to be difficult. But for redistribution, for the next leg up, when we're trying to hit 20,000 holders, having less whales in, just overall is more bullish, as the distribution sort of evens out. So there was one other question, I forgot it. rambling.
Oh yeah, great answer. Yeah, I agree with everything you said too. By the way, my next question was, I haven't been in any pre-sales yet.
Oh, right,
And,
got it.
yeah.
There's no requirement of the amount of Yasha tokens has been announced yet for the next project. The things that we look for during like the audit are really like heavy swing trading habits. We try not to speak on this too much because then people, there's smart people out there and they find ways to abuse the pre-sales regardless. So we imagine that we'll have our work cut out for us for this next one, as everybody's seen how well our token launches do. So just do your best and just be your normal self. I mean, even if you're not included, you're not like discluded. We don't ever include any blacklist function in our token contracts because it's a huge, you guys, any token that has like, they say like, oh, we'll blacklist the snipers. Those operators of those token contracts, they can blacklist anybody they want at any time. Okay, it gives too much centralized power, too much authority to one person, whoever is in control of that contract, and it's not good. It's like exactly the opposite of what this is supposed to be. So once the token is launched, you're free to do as you please. I mean, that's like one thing about the people that have these large sell-offs. There's nothing we can do. It's a free world, right? This is DeFi. But in terms of pre-sales, it's really up, it's up to the team launching the token, their project. If they see 100 people with extreme swing trading habits and they want to include a bunch of swing traders in their pre-sale float, we'll just advise them like, hey, that's probably not such a good idea, because as soon as you get like, a 500% candle on launch, you might have 100 people that are okay with a 5 ETH gain from their 1 ETH pre-sale allocation, right? So it's really, that would just kill the launch just in general. So picking and choosing which wallets, which people are involved with the pre-sale is extremely important to how the token is able to run out of the gate, right?
Yeah,
hey guys.
really appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hey
So
guys, hey
before-
Peyote.
Hey.
I just want to mention something about we have a lot of people here and probably a lot of new investors here, people who have not been part of pre-sales in general or Inuyasha pre-sales. Just want to kind of reverberate again about being careful, grabbing the link only from the proper Telegram, going to inuyasha.io and getting the Telegram link from there, and following the proper channels and not being scammed, not aping into supposedly Inuyasha DAO projects just because somebody who looks like Peyote or somebody, one of the mods, send you or DM'd you a link. So be very careful. We've had that problem. Please be very mindful of your activities as far as interacting with links and stuff. Don't lose your money or your wallets. Peyote, I also have a question. Today, I briefly heard about maybe Cliff doing another use case besides the hedge fund, doing a lottery kind of an engine type of thing. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
That is Budash's pet project that he's working on right now. I will say that all of the tokens, I'll let Budash speak on that when he's ready to go regarding any type of lottery or accelerated burn method or program that he's developing. I will say other utilities for the Cliff token in general. We have something in the works right now. We have something in the works right now, guys, and we're working with one of the foremost experts in the world in cryptography and solidity development. He's a theoretical scientist that has won many awards. He's Ethereum Foundation, and he's helping us develop some NFTs that have a function to them that's never been seen before. And so he has sort of adopted our ecosystem as his sort of pet project, which is very exciting, and we're completely honored to be under his guidance here, because he's really I was on a video chat with him, and his team. And it's just like an entire like huge room full of like whiteboards with just like code written all over the walls and stuff. You know, it's like crazy. I was like,
it's bullish.
Yeah, no, I mean it's incredible. It's super incredible. So the Guzzler NFT mission and integration into game space, the metaverse project. Have you guys looked at the Inuyasha Telegram and you saw the video of the world map that we're creating in Unreal 5? That conjunction with another project that introduces new properties that you've never seen before in NFT space, we're going to be trying to combine all of these. So the Cliff token will have utility that has not really been seen before. So it's really exciting. I wish I could tell you guys more, but I think we want to get a little bit further to get the jump on everybody else. So
sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Appreciate it, Peyote.
Thank you. Before we get into another question, what I wanted to ask was, hold up. So for the new people who are trading crypto, I know you mentioned about purchasing Cliff. Can you give us a detailed, just a small detailed instructions on how to purchase Cliff for people who haven't yet to purchase?
Yeah, sure. Just go to the website and we have a Uniswap link right on the website. And that way you can be sure that you're using the correct token contract. If you want to double check, the token contract is on the website. If you want, you can click on the Telegram group on the website and go into the Telegram group and write contract, and it'll give you the correct contract as well. Then you can either use the Uniswap widget type thing on the website, or you can go to uniswap.org, put ETH, connect your wallet, put ETH as the pair for the top field, and put the token contract into the bottom field, and then you're free to buy or interact with the Cliff token contract.
All right, thank you. So we got I think Cliff Boy had a question. Do you have a question, Cliff Boy? Or something to add? Hey.
Hey, hello, how you doing?
Hey.
How you doing? Peyote, my big brother. I just came in for you to get some good words. I'm a community member in Cliff, and just every day we're in there, we're running our shield drill, just happy to be a part of this Cliff family. So I just wanted to get on here and just give some good energy like I do, to our whole Cliff family. And, just like I say every day, this is something that's going to change all of our lives. It's going to take our family, places that, it's destined for us. Oh man, my daughter's coming, I'm sorry. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there and just say, man, I love this community. This community is amazing. Peyote, he's a one person. So yeah, let me answer this to my daughter now. Just know that Cliff is going past the moment for sure.
Right on. Thanks so much, man.
We love Clifford. So Fuel the Rocket. Hey, how you doing, Fuel the Rocket?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Clifters. Peyote, I just have a request. Could you please put to rest the FUD around the copyright name? I mean, I think it's people are just confused about it. Really into the movie, the character, and the films and all that. Could you please talk about that and just clarify for us that there are no issues with that? Because there is some FUD that's come up, the past few weeks regarding on Twitter and things like that. Thanks.
Sure. Yeah. So basically, I mean, just the sentence that you said is just a false statement, right? So we're not using copy. So I say this time and time again. You have to distinguish between a mark and copy. And everybody says copyright, but we're not creating any copy. Does that make sense?
No, I totally agree. I saw Alien's post about it today, and I actually screenshot it because I wanted to show people the difference, So, yeah, I totally get it, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah. So if anybody does have questions, I think it would be regarding a trademark, right? Not copy. If you guys start to see us, produce videos about something called Clifford the Big Red Dog, and we're in the we're in like the video production or movie making business, then that's when people should probably be worried. Like, why are these random people making a new version of Clifford the Big Red Dog on video, right? Because that would be in violation of the copyright.
And peyote, I don't know if, because that's one thing that I was thinking about when I first saw Clifford, and I looked it up, and it said Clifford is in the public domain, if I'm not mistaken. So it has no need for a copyright.
Clifford is a commonplace term, right? There's, I think the trademark is directly related to the actual drawings, logo in Clifford the Big Red Dog. And, whoever the production or producers behind it have tried, very hard so that, anything being produced, whether it be mugs or T-shirts or children's books or whatever it might be, they're very heavily protected. However, I will say that our token contract is called Cliff, and what you guys do with that from there is sort of up to you, right? It's completely out of our control. But yeah, there's we're not creating any copy. So I would just say that, when people are saying what about copyright infringement? We're not making any copy. Let's just say it that way. So it doesn't really apply to us, right? And regarding trademark, it's Cliff, and Clifford is a commonplace term, right? So it's so you can't name your kid Clifford, right? Because there's some video production company out there that has a some movie called Clifford, right? So yeah, we should be pretty good. If anybody else wants to speak on that knows a little bit more, feel free. But
I'm sure when Clifford blows up, there's going to be a lot of children named Clifford after this.
As far as copyright, by copyright law, you can name anything. And with the name, like Budash mentioned this multiple times, it have come up that the actual token ticker is also not Clifford, it's Cliff. And the token name is Clifford Inu. And I think, Peyote, was it you or Alien did a research on their trademark? They have a very broad trademark, but nobody really mentions anything about electronic cryptocurrency transactions under that name.
I don't have a law degree. I know for a fact Alien doesn't have a law degree, but who does have a law degree is D-Register. Our chief operating officer.
So it doesn't, generally speaking, it even if we were, which we're not, but if it were Clifford the Big Red Dog, the trademark would not encompass blockchain or virtual currency is what you're looking for in terms of word for a descriptive. But again, it's not Clifford the Big Red Dog, nor is it just Clifford. It's Clifford Inu, and it's Cliff as a ticker. However, the trademarker, 99.9% of any trademark that's registered do not include virtual currency.
Yeah. So it's really hard to if we were making a movie about a big red dog, or we were producing copy about a big red dog, and we called it Clifford, we would be in violation of their rights, right? We're not doing any of that, and trademarks are very specific. I mean, if you have, let's say you have Ace Hardware, right, and you have a trademark for the word Ace for hardware stores, right, and just hardware in general, but you want to call yourself you want to start a company that's like Ace Accounting, right? You can do that, right? Because it's not, unless there's somebody out there that has, but even then, Ace is so commonplace that it's going to be very difficult to protect in general. So it's their trademarks are very industry specific. They have little different codes for each industry and what specifically type of product you're trying to create a mark for. They're usually logo specific, so that the actual design of the letters is usually included in trademarks. And then also copyright. Yeah, like if we would be taking, like to violate copyright, we'd have to take their copy and use it for profit somewhere, like saying that it's ours, right? That would be in violation of copy. Like when people violate copyright by grabbing somebody else's song and using it in a movie, right? Like we're not using anything Clifford the Big Red Dog, like the movie that you guys see, or the children's books that you guys see. We're not, at least us. Now what you guys do on your own with your memes and your GIFs and whatever you guys do, like I'm not sitting at my computer grabbing, different things out of the movie to use for the gain or the benefit of the community, right? So, did that clear it up? I mean, it really helps to have somebody with a JD on the team. It does. So thank you, D.
No worries.
Yeah.
I think Darth Cliff had the next question, and then I'll start bringing more people on.
Cool. And then also, I don't know if we're limited to that 45-minute thing. Stacky, can you? Oh, here, we'll add her back as a speaker. Are we limited to the 45-minute time limit thing like last night? Or are we good?
We shall find out.
Okay. If we get cut off here at 6:45, guys.
We'll just for lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds good.
Okay, Darth,
Okay.
go ahead.
I'll make my question quick. Just want to say thank you, Peyote, for always taking the time to hang out and talk with the community, answer questions, and thank you, Dolph, for teaching me how to interact with this Twitter Space thing and helping us out with that. I was wondering, Peyote, because I haven't heard any updates, when our sponsorship with, I think it was Shootbox, when our logo and our name can start showing up on their gear at their gym, or when that advertising campaign really starts to take into effect.
Yeah, 100%. So that is at least the angle of marketing that I'm working on. We are official sponsors of Shootbox, which is extremely bullish. For those that don't know, I have a little anxiety right now because I think I might get cut off here in like 30 seconds. But for those that don't know, Shootbox is one of the largest mixed martial arts gyms in the world. They have stabled fighters such as Anderson Silva, Vanderlei Silva, Mauricio Shogun Hua, the current lightweight champion of the world, Charles Oliveira. The head coach not only is a very well-known and respected public figure in Brazil as an MMA coach, but he also has a very popular podcast in Brazil where he hosts people from all walks of life. He recently had a cryptocurrency influencer. There's cryptocurrency influencers in his gym. He has Axie Infinity and Play to Earn games are very popular in South America. In regards to time frame, we know the owner of Venom, who's the current clothing sponsor for the UFC. And so we're just going to pay them to make a bunch of uniforms. But I think probably starting out here, and people here in America probably won't interact with this type of media or attention unless you're friends with a bunch of Brazilian people. But it should begin to ramp up. So we're just giving them the mission. I mean, it's an entire gym. There's 45 professional fighters, and there's hundreds of people that go and train at the gym. So we'll be doing a full sponsorship of their whole gym. And so we're trying to give them the mission, like, we don't care what you do. If you want us to give you shirts for sponsorship, if you guys want to shout us out at the UFC, if you want to shout us out at, One FC or any of Titan FC or, Bellator, any of these mixed martial arts promotions, they're more than welcome. They're the type of people to repay kindness with kindness. So you give them the I'm not going to say benefit of the doubt, but if you give people your full support and they love you for it, they'll try even harder than some type of contractual obligation. So we're just giving them the mission, like get us 10,000 Brazilians to be part of the Clifford family here. So they should be underway here very shortly. So we're official sponsors of Shootbox. Very exciting.
Very exciting. Thank you, Peyote. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Darth. I got dropped down earlier. I don't know if it was, I think I got rugged. So if you're not familiar with that term here in the Twitter Spaces world, it just means that I got dropped down and I had to come back. But again, if you have any questions or you want to share your story, go ahead and request up. If you are afraid to do so, you can send me a message. I'm not, go ahead and send me a message. My DMs are open today. But go ahead and send me a message. But Hunter, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing, Clifford Inu family? Just want to get on here and just congratulate all you guys who are still holding. I'm a day one pre-saler. I'm still holding on tight like a pit bull. But I just wanted more elaborate on the Doodle NFT that we just had bought for like 4.2 Ethereums, and then we sold it for 8.5 Ethereums, I believe.
Yeah.
I just want Peyote to elaborate more on that. And I heard people obviously raising concerns about, copyright, the Clifford Inu, the story behind the Clifford the Big Red Dog. Obviously, it's just an old story, and we have the Clifford dog, and but we are Inu, and people are raising concerns about when are we going to get rid of the Inu. And I like the concept around it that, the only purpose that we named it Clifford and added Inu was to make a statement that we are the biggest Inu of them all, and we're building a community, a strong army behind it. And then as far as Clifford being copyright, I just think that when we pass a certain threshold, those concerns can be raised. Like I've been involved in other tokens that they had like comic pictures and stuff like that, but as time passed by, they changed the logo, they dropped the names off. But right now, what I really want Peyote to elaborate is on the vision, like the milestone, like, hey, we made an investment, we bought this NFT, we sold it for almost 2x, we bought back, we burned, and I just like talking about the future. I don't care about the chart. I don't care where we're at. I'm a holder. I'm a believer. So I just want to know more about, hey, where we're going with this and all the goals that we have reached until now. So that's what I want to hear more about.
Yeah, totally. Again, guys, this whole everybody that says copyright, like there's no copy, right? So like we're not using any.
There's no copyright. I love that.
Yeah, that's it. No, I mean that's it. Like there's no copy. All right. So it's just it kind of is what it is. Regarding
not to cut you, but the same people that are making these comments, and I'm just going to ask a question, but has anybody actually looked at what Clifford the Big Red Dog looks like in comparison to the logo that we're using for Cliff the token? So I mean that there's significant differences there. There's no, the images are not even remotely close. So again, there's no copy and there's no trademark infringement by any means. So
yeah, I mean it kind of it just is what it's black and white. It's just, I don't know, people all of a sudden become lawyers overnight somehow and try to figure this stuff out. But moving on, regarding the investment, the 2x, not only did the Doodle produce a return, but the base E increased by 20 ETH. The Neo Tokyo increased. The sheep and wolves have increased. I think we spent like 8 ETH on each wolf, and now they're over 20 ETH. The sheep as well. So overall, the blue chip, the portfolio focused on blue chip NFTs has been growing substantially. I wouldn't say, 100% return overall. We are also looking to leverage every single one of those NFTs to fully develop the ecosystem as a whole. And so that means leveraging the BASE, the Bored Ape Yacht Club group. We're verified and we're in the group. So at any point, and this is something that Anthony on our team. Again, former chief financial officer for Cardia Chain and vice president for Investment Bank, International Investment Bank. One thing he said is he's like, hey, like we need this. Can you go into that Board Ape Yacht Club and ask them to say, are there any tech executives that have history and a track record with like multiple high exits? And he's like, maybe Mark Cuban will chime in, right? And so the day after that, I mean, not only that, but regarding influencers or celebrity type of endorsements, when you're in some type of club like this, when you're going through agencies and whatnot, we can always go in there as well and be like, hey, which one of you celebrities wants to shout out one of your fellow Board Ape Club members, right? And so there's a lot of really cool people in there that have been purchasing up. Like I think Dave Chappelle just bought one. I know Eminem just bought one. I know Jimmy Fallon is in there in that group. There's a few others like Post Malone is in the group. So quite a few, pretty interesting people that are well known, and then quite a few interesting people that are not so well known but have very specific skill sets and are at the top of their industries. So that's just the BASE. The Neo Tokyo is another one. It's almost like a BASE, but for developers, right? Game developers, Solidity developers, tech executives. Neo Tokyo is not to be underestimated in terms of what kind of benefit you can pull from that community as well. I think because we have our Solidity group, that's helping with our entire ecosystem. Again, one of them, the main guy is like, if he's not the best Solidity developer in the world, he's probably top 3. He's won multiple awards. He's Ethereum Foundation. He he is the head of a very large, there's lots of large auditing companies that consult with his company, and he's taken on our ecosystem as sort of like his pet project, which is super exciting. So the other, so we talked about BASE, we talked about Neo Tokyo, the Wolf game, yielding wool, and whatever that game is about, because I think it's about to launch. And this is something Budosh can talk about. I'll try not to like ramble on about things that I have no idea about, but I do know the freaking wolves, the pixel wolves that we bought. I was showing my daughter the other day the sheep that we have, and they're like the cute little sheep, It's just, I don't know how those things are worth like 15 ETH or whatever they're worth right now, because that's like a considerable sum. But the other one is we did buy land in the sandbox, guys. We spent $135,000 and bought a 9x9 in the sandbox, kind of right by Doge. So in the ecosystem, we have about 10 game developers, still hiring more. Not just game developers, but we have about 4 environment artists as well. And then we have industry leaders from the gaming industry as advisors. And so leveraging or building on this sandbox land and creating some type of hyperlink, because we are developing our own metaverse project in Unreal 5. So being able to link from our metaverse project back over to Sandbox and fully building out that piece of land in the sandbox for Clifford's purpose is definitely in the game plan. So,
hey Yodi, I would love to see a Cliff land in the sandbox. I'm a big Web3 metaverse person myself, but I would love to see Cliff all through the sandbox.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the goal. Like a lot of these are not just, like the reason why we purchased the things that we purchased, right? Not only to have access to those clubs or buy up real estate or something in the metaverse space, right? Sandbox is not the only metaverse. We plan on not necessarily competing with them, but creating a nearly photorealistic metaverse, like a Sandbox-esque, but in Unreal 5, which would be like a nearly photorealistic type of metaverse project. So yeah, absolutely. Like making some type of Cliff thing in Sandbox, making some type of Cliff thing within our metaverse project, and then other metaverse projects or other digital real estate that we can put the Cliff stamp on is definitely in the cards. I would say, this is something I've been thinking about and not really having discussed. I used to paint murals or do graffiti, a long time ago. And the way that I see Cliff, with this big red dog, is kind of just putting your tag all over Web3 in a way. So we have the BC, we have the Neo Tokyo, we have the Doodles, we have the Wolf Game, we have the we have the land in the sandbox. So we can just have a little bit of everything. Cliff is everywhere.
Hey, Peyote. Again, can you elaborate more on obviously the benefits that Clifford Inu as a token, as a family, we reward obviously by the actual token owning, the land and NFTs. You guys are making profits. What are you guys doing with the profits? How does it affect the price?
Oh, well, profits. I mean, so today Budosh did an 8th buy after gaining profit from the NFT gain. And then he burned $75,000 worth of tokens. It's not just a burn, it's a buyback in burn. So that's one benefit. In regards to some of these profits, some of them go towards development. If you're on at the beginning of the Twitter space, we are creating more use case for the actual Cliff token. So here's the one thing that I'll say. The Cliff token is extremely advanced, has very little redundancy in it, and it has enough bandwidth to be future proof. It didn't start out, there's very large projects out there, guys, some of them that you're very familiar with, that basically started as a shitcoin, a token contract that literally has no available bandwidth to be future proof. And then they try to build these huge use cases around them, right? After they renounce their contract, they're not able to list anywhere because they're not able to whitelist any central exchanges, whatever the case might be, right? The actual token contract, the actual tech behind the entire ecosystem is not future proof. It's not scalable, right? The Cliff token is very malleable, has so much going for it in terms of a stable platform to further develop its use case. Regarding investment strategy and whatnot, I would ask Budosh directly. What the people on the call right now, it's still early in the morning and he's up all night working. The people on the call right now can kind of just describe some overall strategy, kind of what's going on regarding marketing, and then value for the holders. I mean, I'll tell you here right now, is literally if you buy the token and you don't sell it, the Clifford token contract will literally buy up its own supply, whatever is available, depending on what the liquidity pool is looking like. And the price of the token will literally just go up over time. Eventually you get to a supply squeeze and it begins to look really bullish. So, yeah.
So we had AC. AC is unmuted. AC, do you have a question?
I do.
Okay. Go ahead and ask.
Okay. Hey guys, first of all, thanks for everything. I got in on the pre-sale and everything went extremely well.
Wow.
I unfortunately didn't fully understand the contract. It was kind of quick when it came up. You guys didn't give us a whole lot of time to get in, so I didn't research well. And I sold and I paid a monster slippage. And I assume, and this is kind of where the question comes in, is the tax coming and going, is that part of the slippage when you're on Uniswap?
Yeah, depending on when you sell, the slippage could literally be the exact amount of the tax, or if there's volatility. ETH is slow, so your blockchain event will not execute in time. So giving the contract or your purchase a little bit of wiggle room for price action is usually what you should do, depending on the volatility or the volume.
Well,
at the time.
It was 25%. The slippage had to be at 25 or 28 to sell, and so since the tax is somewhere around that range, I thought, oh well, maybe that's how they're working the tax is through the slippage, and I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's generally the same. You know, you'll line your slippage up with the amount of tax that's programmed into the contract.
So then how does that work when you're on a normal exchange for people who, and by the way, I bought back in for what I got out at, and for just a heads up for anybody new, Cliff is not to sell or trade. You just buy and hold. Don't make the mistake I did. But when a person's on a normal exchange, when you finally get to those Binances and other exchanges, how will people pay the tax there? Will they just end up adding slippage at that point as well?
No, so there's a few exchanges like BITMART has some type of tax algorithm that they're able to implement for deflationary, hyper deflationary tokens like Cliff, where they're actually, you know, on their transactions, they're able to sort of set aside a percent of supply that normally would have gone to, you know, the liquidity pool or, you know, whatever it might be. And then from there, the future exchanges, like once we move to like a top tier, you know, top 1, 2, 3 type exchange, at that point, the ecosystem will be sort of, you know, developed further. And probably all the taxes will just be shut off.
Oh, they will.
So it'll be a standard, so we'll just get standard, like your normal token, right?
So in that scenario, when that time comes, will you be still buying the tokens at market price, or because that's part of the token go up or price go up tokenomics?
No, so we're trying to develop some liquidity pool type staking rewards type system that eventually, and this is something that Budok can speak on a little bit better than I can, but eventually your guys' and your choices, depending on how you interact with the ecosystem, will be the burn mechanism itself. So it won't have to rely on purchases and sales or the actual token contract. It'll be how the users, the people interacting with the contract, what they do within the multiple ecosystems that we're developing, that will make the token contract, you know, burn or set aside or detach those tokens from the liquidity pool.
Okay. And is Clifford deflationary or inflationary?
It's hyper deflationary. Yeah.
So there's no more ever being minted.
Never.
Okay. All right. Cool. Excellent. And then you guys are getting into so many different aspects of metaverse and NFTs and all that stuff. I'm on the I don't want to show anything else, but I'm belong to other projects as well. And all of the ERC20s and ERC 720s will be duplicated on another chain.
Yeah, we have full. Like I've been in Hex for almost 600 days.
Okay.
Now, I think I'm like 1,500 or something on the Pulse leaderboard.
Oh, sweet.
And so we fully intend everything in our ecosystem. We fully intend on supporting on pulsechain.
Oh, okay, cool. So
not only that, but our theoretical scientist, our Solidity guy, is going to be wrapping every token in our ecosystem. So we should be available on AVAX, Sol.
Oh, okay, everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That is cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but super bullish, man. Super bullish on pulsechain. Like I said, dude. Like we've been. Gosh, my brother and I, Hex for like 600 days, dude.
Okay, cool.
You know?
Yeah, I'm not that far along, but I'm a few hundred days behind you. Hey, did you guys do? I could have sworn I saw a notification come up on Twitter or something. Where was there a snapshot on Clifford at some point recently?
I think there was some type of snapshot. I don't know that much about it. So
I was going to ask you, what was that about?
I'm not sure. I wish I could know everything about everything, but I don't. And yeah, so
we don't know we don't know what's in store for us then.
Yeah, I think there's something called Project Red that's in the works right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then,
It's a secret mission.
I guess so. It's really tough.
Was it weird? Was it weird? Wish I knew what chain you were talking about. Was that weird?
Myself?
Yeah, when you're talking about the other blockchain. I knew which blockchain.
You got it. That was it. I just didn't want to share it, so that's all.
No, you're good. Yeah, I still pulse chain all the time.
Okay.
I'm trying to, man. I need to. Yeah, look, guys. For those that don't understand, there's gosh, I mean, Hex has such a large amount of money in it. When you guys are thinking like SHIB or Saitama or whatever it is, like you're talking like pennies to the dollar. When you talk about comparison to ETH or Hex, right? I know a lot of you guys are super bullish on SHIB swap, this and that. There's like, if you guys go look at Hex, the holders list, if you go look at the pulsechain sacrifice wallet, I think there's like almost $20 billion in cash in it for the pulsechain deployment. Okay.
And not to mention Pulse X as well.
Yeah, I mean, you guys like. If you know what I mean. But in terms of parabolic action, what you always look for, the reason why ERC20s do so well is because ETH has such a large market cap. There's enough ETH to go around to buy to pump these tokens, right? And when you start getting 20, 50 ETH buys, if you guys go look at the Pulse order book, you'll see tons of 100 ETH buys and sells, just normal like people going in and out, making their transactions just on a much larger scale. I don't know if you guys ever played Counter-Strike. There's those little maps where you became like really tiny, you know what I mean? And you could like jump around the maps like inside of somebody's bedroom or something like that and fight. It's like, that's what Hex reminds me of, like there's like SHIB and Saitama or these projects that have like, very respectable large market caps, but then you're just like staring at like this giant mountain of like Hex and ETH. It's like, how do you even do it? Right?
X has crazy volumes per day.
Oh, insane. I mean, it's insane. So yeah, if we fully intend to support every token on our ecosystem on Pulsechain, because I will finally be able to like use my Hex and my Pulse to swap and to buy things with and interact with DeFi.
So
right?
then on that note, can I ask you this? And for anybody who doesn't know, if you have an ERC20 or ERC 720, you're getting a copy over there on Pulsechain, which is fantastic. And then that brings this next thought up. That includes Clifford and all the different projects you're buying up. How do you see those playing out price action wise over on Pulsechain? Or do you have that kind of strategized out at all? I mean, I know it's pretty early.
D actually works with some pretty sophisticated market makers. So when we get closer, when there's an actual announcement, I think we're going to examine trying to market make our price discovery, because all the tokens will go into price discovery. But if you send, if you add your Pulsechain, to your MetaMask and you send your tokens over to the Pulsechain, I think that the ERC20 version burns, right? Like vice versa, something like that, as they cross chain. I have to look into it a little bit more. I've been kind of busy.
Okay. Well, I know that Richard Hart said that prior to anybody being able to actually function on it, there's going to be an ARB bot that will go in and fix the prices. It will be like for Ethereum itself, it'll be like 1,000,000 to 1 or something like that. And then the ARB bot will go in and buy up all that liquidity over there and even up the score. It's pretty complicated. What he's explaining, so I'm still figuring it out.
Extremely complicated, dude. It's extremely complicated. It's super bullish, but I will say that implementing some type of professional market making for the Pulsechain, because there will be no gas, right?
Yeah,
it's
like 1/100th or something like that of $1.
Yeah,
or a penny.
Implementing some type of market making service to develop our price discovery on Pulse is definitely in the cards, and something we're very well aware about, well aware of, and something that we're taking into consideration and planning for.
Sweet.
So yeah.
So before we go to AC's next question,
sorry,
I want to. It's all right, AC. I mean, it's good to ask questions, but I want to keep the questions circulating.
Yeah, got it.
I want to go to Miguel first, because he's been raising his little hand to ask his question, and also I know we're all used to Telegram and just talking. But remember to raise your hand so I know who has a question. So we can go to you next. So go ahead, Miguel.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, yes, thank you. I just got one question, and are you guys planning at any near future to be listed on Saitamask?
You know, somebody asked that earlier. I think at this point we're going to see how the Saitamask LP type provisions and how everything works. I'm pretty bullish on Saitamask. You know, I hope that it does very well. I don't personally hold any Saitama. You know, really no idea what is going. I have friends that are like really all about Saitama, and that's awesome. I hope they kill it. You know, I hope Saitamask is like the best exchange out there. I don't. Yeah, I'm bullish on Saitamask. We're gonna see how they do, I guess.
Perfect, thank you. That was my question. Yeah, because I'm a holder, and I would love. I also have Clifford, and I would love to see you guys in there, so like that, you know, I can make my bag even bigger than what it is. So
cool.
Thank you again.
You get Pulse. You can make your bag even bigger too.
That's true.
Yeah.
But thank you again for giving me the time to ask my question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you.
So let's go to who has their hand up. Meme City Mike.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm just really trying to be part of the community. I mean, I know I didn't get on the pre-sale, but like on the 16th, I saw it popping up in CoinMarket Capital. I'm like, man, I'm getting. Dude, I just have a quick question. I'm new to this whole crypto thing, but when it comes to the questions, is that something that can be possibly added in, or it's not possible? I have some other points.
Hold on, you're really muffled, bro. I can't.
Yeah. Just press the thing here. Look. Can you hear me?
A little bit. Just turn. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think I got my thing on. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, hey, what's up?
What's your price prediction for Clifford for 2022?
I don't know. You know what? I don't focus on price predictions, but Anthony, who former CFO, you know, Anthony teammate, former CFO for and vice president of his international investment bank. I did an AMA on his group. Nam from Saitama is in the group and whatnot. And Anthony just straight up said he thinks 5 billion. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you just said that. You know? But he's super bullish. He's so bullish. So I have no idea price predictions, but Anthony was like 5 bill. So yeah.
If that happens in 2022, we'll be very happy.
Dude, I mean, that would be like, man, we don't even expect, like, even this price pullback, whatever floor we create, even at a 70 million or whatever it is still very, very good. Like, I mean, it's like really good. Unfortunately, in crypto and like all, you know, stuff like this, somebody loses, right? Somebody buys all-time high. There's always somebody like that doesn't, you know, it doesn't quite work out for. And so we are trying, you know, within the ecosystem, we are trying to create, you know, rewards, like we're working on an Olympus DAO fork, some type of long-term stable passive income so that nobody can actually lose, right? Like we tried to make a token contract, right? We tried to bring you guys a token contract where like literally all you have to do is buy and hold, and there's no way to lose. Unfortunately, you can't convince everybody to be on the team like that, right? So,
is there any news about Clifford launching their own blockchain in the future?
So I don't know about Clifford specifically blockchain wise, but like I was saying, the Yasha token contracts will probably be going through a revamp, and we'll announce this sometime here in the future. But we do have like the foremost expert in cryptography and Solidity, Ethereum Foundation guy that is guiding us and has taken this entire ecosystem on as like sort of his pet project. And so regarding full blockchain, it is definitely possible. However, like for instance, if Saitamask is very good, there's no point in making, a product like that. If pulsechain is what I expect it to be, there might not be any reason to make a blockchain like that, right? So, I mean, we're so bullish on pulsechain because we have an NFT integrated game and a metaverse project being built on ETH. And so being able to migrate or just interact with those ERC 721s on pulsechain with no gas, then it basically renders immutable X and Polygon or any other type layer 2s sort of obsolete, right? Because you have a layer 1 solution that does it better than all the layer 2s, right? So that's kind of what we're bullish on is being able to use the NFT integrated type gaming world on a gasless blockchain, right? So
we have, again, I'm going to go to the hands first. If you have a question, please put your hand up because I'm going to go straight to Meme City Mike. Hey, Meme City Mike, is your mic working now?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, way
Oh,
better.
we hear you.
Yeah. I think my all messed up. I just had a really quick question, super fast. I'm new to cryptos and all that, and like it's called reflection. I think, where like I'm looking at my wallet and I have a couple. I'm holding a couple, and I see like some like they're just increasing. Like I went one day and the next day I'm like, wait, what the hell's going on here? Why am I getting coins? So I'm just curious if that's something that could be coded in, or is this not possible? With such a low token supply you guys have, that would be like insane, man. It would cause like a whole city. You know?
Yeah, no, we don't have any reflections. So the thing about reflections, guys, is a lot. You're talking about like a Safe Moon type clone for some of your other tokens. There's plenty of tokens that do include reflections. And one thing that it does is it creates another redundancy, another block in the actual token contract. I don't think Cliff. We have like Yasha has reflections turned on and off, but like 1% reflections back on for the time being. Kessler, I think, has reflections turned on just on buys, I believe. The more you buy, the more you get. Cliff does not.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's all good because there's such a heavy burning mechanism going on. It's that's even better, I think, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I'm glad to be a part of the cliffhanger thing, but all right, peace.
Right on. Thank you.
Thank you. I have to go at 10:30, but I know you guys know how to control the room now. You seem like you're all relaxed and got this thing going, so I can leave you safely at 10:30. But let's go to another question. Anybody have a question? Go ahead and unmute now because there you go, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. Put them fingers up. Hey, yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I've been waiting for quite a bit. I was having problems with my phone. I'm speaking to you guys directly from the soon-to-be capital of crypto, right? Miami, Florida. I have 3 big questions that a lot of people are asking me that I really don't have the answer to, and I would really like some quick clarification. So, first one would be the CertIC audit. Do we have any news on that?
Yeah. So CertIC, like Larry comes on quite a bit. Larry's a good friend of ours. He's this contract was already through CertIC prior to being launched, and I think that's one of the reasons why Larry was so bullish and why he comes on our voice chat so often. But in regards to the rest of their audit process, it's just going along. I'm sure people that go through CertIC get this type of stuff quite a bit. But are we done? I mean, you guys can go look at the Skynet and go see everything that's going on with
it's sitting at 81 score. So the security score is 81. It's active Skynet. So the audit appears to be complete.
Yeah. So CertIC's done, guys. And then scores. CertIC So for instance, this token contract, it needs to be managed by an individual. It's not a 100% like permissionless type token contract. Like you guys are asking, like, oh, burn now, burn on New Year's, burn then. And so there's always going to be a degree of centralized control, right? Which will always decrease your score on some type of audit, right? Because they're about full decentralization. So you're never going to get like the most perfect Certix score when you still have control of your token, right? So that might be an explanation why we have a B minus, but at least we have a B minus. You know, that was good enough for me in high school.
I got one more question before I leave.
Sure.
I just want to know that over the time, will the tax get reduced?
Oh yeah. I think the tax is a little bit higher at the request of the community, right? Because they were worried about the sell-off. You know,
we were hoping for 5% tax.
Hey guys, Peyote, this gentleman is like in the voice chat every day asking the same questions. I mean, we've answered these questions many a times, right? He knows that.
Is he trolling?
Yeah, he has like many faces, you know, like the many gods. He has many faces, but
my God.
Man, I'm not trolling, man. I just want to know.
Sounds like a troll now, dude.
You told me to ask the devs.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
We all want to know.
I get it.
Many of them wants to know, but yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks for being
I think yeah. Let's go to Ya and then Yon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go to you.
What's good, Brody?
Hey.
So, question. Yesterday, you did a introduction to the Science DAO, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to know more about that project as well. Even though we're here for Cliff, I definitely wanted to know more about that project. And I don't think you had a release date yet, right?
I released the most basic version of the white paper. It's on the Inuyasha token Twitter tweeted it. It's also pinned in the Telegram group. But I'll just go over it briefly. I don't mind because like at a certain point, everything like what's bullish for the whole ecosystem is bullish for Cliff, in my opinion. Believe me, like what we have planned for Clifford for the metaverse project, like Clifford wants the metaverse project to flourish so that, you know, Clifford can be sort of front and center inside of this giant metaverse. But yeah, so the Science DAO is a decentralized think tank. Some of the it's where it's a DAO, you know, it's a decentralized autonomous organization that would function to incubate scientific discoveries and the the furtherment of technology. The inventions that we have on the table right now, inventions, medical breakthroughs. There's a type 1 diabetes type cure from a research lab that's on the table using a CAR-T treatment. This actually is pretty cool because we're connected to Fred Hutch, which is a cancer research lab, is one of the foremost, you know, very well-known, respected cancer research labs in Seattle, Washington. And they use and implement CART in their research. And so it's very interesting finding type 1 diabetes cure using this similar type treatment that actually came forth and proposed to be incubated within the Science DAO. We're also connected to the Institute of Systems Biology in Seattle, which is founded by Lee Hood. Lee Hood invented the DNA sequencer, which is like the basis of what all CRISPR and 23andMe, like all the genetics research of the modern day is basically based around his research. There's a magnetic generator that uses like a series of magnets to create like perpetual motion that generates power by moving through a stator. They have like a 6 kilowatt model right now, and then there's a carbon sequestration technology as well. And so what the Science DAO would do is create NFTs that for each different project, the science DAO itself would probably function as the seed investment, either for prototyping or just further research on some specific medicine. The NFTs the utility for the NFT would grant access to different venture capital funds or whoever buys the NFTs to get exclusive access to the Series A venture round, for the projects that the DAO is incubating. The reason why I think this would function really well is because you might have thousands of scientific minds kind of all coming together to help, like that type 1 diabetes cure. Like instead of them all being sort of closed off, around the world, working on their research because they're at like the beck and call of the drug companies. They get to all sort of kind of come together and fund their projects together, and they would all, as like a collective mind, be able to, kind of choose the right path forward, right? Someone's research isn't sound, they can kind of go in a different direction. And so that's like sort of the basis of why I think a decentralized model might be the best approach for this type of thing, for inventions or medical breakthroughs as a whole. Yeah. And the people, Anthony is and connected, with the National Science Foundation. There's, when I look at some of these other foundations, and I'm sure some of you guys know about some of them, I've spoken to some of the founders of some of these other different projects, and I hope they do really well. But I think that we have a good opportunity to try to do something really good here. So we're going to try our best.
All right, I'm all in. Another one for you. Aside from the pulsechain, pulsex, as far as the Inuyasha with the contract being say a ERC20, is there any way that you're going to move it over to say ERC7 or 735? That way you can change it.
So I'll announce this here. Let me leave that for another date. How about that? Because
that sounds good.
Yeah, we do have plans for the Inuyasha token itself, and it's extremely bullish. The person that is going to be handling that, whether it's migration, revamping, wrapping the token for other chains, the person that's going to be handling that is the Ethereum Foundation guy. So it's you can't have a better person in the entire world to basically handle this revamp or migration, right?
All right, that's a good deal.
Yep.
I'm signing off. I appreciate everyone.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Thank you, yeah. I loved how you pronounced Inuyasha, by the way. Inuyasha. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's my son's name. That's Yasha's my son's name. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool. I'm an Inuyasha fan, so I like how you pronounced it. But anyway, you guys, I have to go. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Peyote. You did so well. And thank you, everybody who's here. Go ahead and give Peyote and Daniel and Cliff a follow if you aren't already following them. He gave you how to buy it. The links are pinned at the top. And I will see you guys in the Telegram room.
Thank you,
y'all. Have a great night.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Sir. Thank you, everybody.
Blessings.
All right, quick question, just to finish off on the two questions I had. Celebrity endorsements and answers for any small-time YouTubers, which this is becoming a very big trend. Small-time YouTubers that barely have any views, posting out basically like shit posts about Clifford Inu, calling it a shit coin, or calling it a long or slow rug pull. So yeah, celebrity endorsements and the slow rug pull. Do we have any answers for that?
Do we have celebrity endorsements?
Anything in the pipeline coming within the next 2 or 3 months for any celebrity endorsements? Safe Moon today. I guess they got Chuck Liddell to tweet them out, something like that.
Yeah, guys. I mean, so speaking of Chuck Liddell, guys, we are the official sponsors of Shootbox in Brazil. The fighters that they have stable that have come out of Shootbox and remain loyal to Shootbox: Vanderlei Silva, Anderson Silva, Mauricio Shogun Hua, the current lightweight champion of the world, Charles Oliveira. We sponsor Shootbox, guys. So I don't know, Chuck Liddell is extremely famous, right? Vanderlei Silva is equally as famous in Brazil. And don't underestimate the Brazilian population. It is massive. massive and rabid in their fan bases, right? For their celebrities. So yeah, we have plenty of celebrity endorsed. The Brazilian marketing has not rolled out yet, but we're officially a Shootbox sponsor, guys. In terms of American celebrities, we're working on some stuff coming up here, and so we'll probably announce it. But yeah, within 2 to 3 months, guaranteed, American or overseas, you'll be seeing some celebrity endorsements. And then regarding slow rug pull or rug pulls in general, I'm not sure why. I don't know if people do it for views or what it is, but we're like legit, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like we're we're not slow rugging anybody. Yeah, that's it. I'm not sure why they're making views or videos like that. Speaking of YouTubers, I see Yon World in here. Shout out to Yon World. Thank you so much, dude. Everybody always tells us like I found you guys from Yon World. I found you guys from Yon World. So just thank you so much, dude, because we've never actually I sent you a DM to try to say thank you at some point, and we never yeah. So guys, check out Yon World's channel. Everybody give him a follow. He's in here. But yeah, the other micro, I don't exactly know where they're coming from. I'm not sure if somebody's paying them. Somebody did pay somebody to do an L7 DDoS attack on our website. Somebody was paying somebody to bot our Telegram on launch. Somebody was possibly threatened or didn't want to see us do well, there at the beginning. And so I wouldn't be surprised if some of the smaller YouTubers are like getting paid, $100 a video or something to go like make weird videos about us. But it's awkward because like the kind of stuff we're doing, what's sickening, guys? So like we during that L7 DDoS attack, thank you to Snail and Tree, but we had sent 500 presents out to a children's hospital in Vietnam and sent pallets of rice and fruit and food to 3 different rural villages in Vietnam. And we work on charity stuff all the time. I don't know if you guys know my background. I founded a foster care program in Oregon. I bought and provided mental health rehabilitation for CSEC victims, commercially sexually exploited children. I've housed and fostered like 50 kids. And the craziest thing is I was getting like this message about this L7 DDoS. This guy had a ransom. He was doing a bug ransom on us. Okay. At the same time, somebody was like sending me pictures of our presidents landing in Vietnam and sending me pictures of sick kids with all the stuff that we were giving them. And it's just like, why do, like, there's just sick people out there that try to stop progress like this, and it's, I don't know why. There's like, fuck those YouTubers, dude. The little YouTubers just like talking shit. Like they're not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like we contribute massive amount. Like I was just on the phone earlier with the chairman for the Ronald McDonald Foundation. Okay. And so we're like making charitable contributions all over the place. Right. Meanwhile, there's like some like small YouTuber in their mom's house, saying rug this, rug that. Like they're not doing anything, guys. Like we're building a metaverse project. We're building a science DAO with like leading research labs. Okay. We're putting out token contracts that you guys have never seen before, that can literally make $1 million buybacks to increase the price per token by $20 million, right? Or they increase the market cap by like $20 million. It's, fuck those guys, just tell them. You see a video, fuck you, little YouTuber,
No, I just report them for misinformation. They usually take their videos down, but I really appreciate you for really coming to the Twitter space and really speaking with the masses. It really confirms a lot of affirmations, and it really makes me feel to like just double down very hard. It is a year project for me to what I've invested. I currently hold a small amount, just 32 million, so I plan on growing that, obviously. But I ain't selling until a long time. And I appreciate you guys for really interacting with the community. It does a lot,
Right on. Thanks, dude.
Hey, Pioli. I have a quick question. I'm a Brazilian holder here, just so you know.
Cool.
What was the name of the exchange that you guys are listed on? Clifford.
Uniswap.
I'm sorry.
The central exchange, BITMART. We're on BITMART.
BITMART. So I currently hold Clifford Inu on wallets, on Coinbase wallet. Do you think I should send the tokens that I have to BITMART? Do you think it's safer? Because I don't understand very much about it because I'm actually very new in the cryptocurrency world, as I said before.
Yeah.
So if I send out my tokens to a BITMART wallet, if I wanted to sell it, so how does it work exactly? So if I sell it, I have to sell it for USDT. Is that right?
Yeah. So here, I'll just tell you. Okay. Very rarely is a central exchange actually using the ERC20 token contract that is Cliff. Okay, like they are using some type of like a semblance, like a representation of the token, and they will hold your tokens as a deposit, and then give them back to you when you choose to withdraw off of the exchange. The one thing about DeFi and tokens in general is if a token has a utility or some type of use case where it has value, it's valuable on its own because of what it is. If you have your token on an exchange, you don't actually own it. Okay, the exchange does, right? And you can't interact with DeFi with it. So if you needed your token for some type of governance, for some type of interaction within the metaverse, whatever it might be, it needs to be inside of your DeFi wallet. You will not be able to interact with DeFi if you're holding it on an exchange. That being said, they don't have any gas fees, right? You can trade in and out really quickly with minimal fees. So if you are a trader or you're playing the chart or whatever it might be, like if you think that Cliff has the kind of volatility that you want to see, I mean, if you're trading in and out, there's no point in like, you just find the token that has the most volatility, get in some type of call group or Discord or whatever it might be, find the token that has the most volatility and trade that token, right? Or trade whatever representation that exchange is using for that token. If you want to buy a token, like an actual token, and interact with the contract and interact with DeFi, hold the token in your DeFi wallet and don't trade it, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. And another question real quick. Does anybody else here use the wallet, the Coinbase wallet?
Yeah, we have a few people on some of our teams even. If you have any questions about how to connect to something or how to do something with your coin, with your CBW, we have a few people, Sam, Dip Demon, there's a few people that are good with their Coinbase wallets.
Mm-hmm. Like, when you click on the coin, on the tokens, right? You have there, like, you can either use, right, the on UNISWAP, right, to sell or buy, or there's also the option convert. Like, I see convert Cliff on Coinbase wallet. Is that the convert option? Is it the same as an UNISWAP?
Yeah, I think that it is a swap, and it probably runs through a 0x or 1-inch type router. It might run through some type of Uniswap router. I think that it's just a shortcut. I don't use CBW.
No, Joey, it's for bigger tokens. So like if you wanted to swap WBTC for Ethereum, so something bigger, not something that's not listed on Coinbase. Or it needs to be listed on Coinbase.
So the gas fee would actually be higher then. Well, I don't know if
it would be
there's a difference.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's more or less the same thing. Because even when you do a swap within Coinbase, the gas fee is still high.
Okay, so it's not like swapping within MetaMask. There's
no.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so on BITMART, for instance, like you said, there's no gas fee, or is there much?
No, there's a trading fee though.
A trading fee.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that definitely answered my question.
Hey, Jao, bullish. Do you watch MMA?
Yeah. I'm actually a huge fan of Anderson. You said Anderson Silva endorsed you guys. I'm sorry. I was
Cristiano Marcelo is a friend of a friend, so we're sponsoring the Shootbox Gym.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So is that how bullish?
That is awesome. That is really amazing. You know what? Actually, I've met Vanderlei Silva, the US fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, I met him like maybe like 3 years ago, 4 years ago in my hometown in Brazil. So he's also on board.
We're working on it. So Cristiano was Vanderlei's head coach, right? So
Right, yeah.
we're trying to make it happen here, like just full on shoebox sponsor. But a lot of those like legends are retired now, right? So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course. And Anderson Silva too. Yeah, I mean, he was definitely a legend.
Right on, dude. Thanks. I'm gonna get
Thank you so much.
Yeah, make sure to follow each other. Very important engagement. If we're gonna blow this thing up, we gotta really retweet, like, post 1,000 times. Really get this moving hard.
For sure.
I'll follow everybody here right now.
Yeah, I'm following
I was
right now.
I was actually following everybody in the beginning, and Twitter almost locked my account. I had to verify I was a human.
Same, man. You were the day ones. I saw your follow. I appreciate it. I followed you back.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
Hey, Peyote.
Hey.
Will Clifford ever be supported on Ledger Live?
That's a question for somebody that uses that. That's some type of hardware thing.
Yes, that's a core wallet.
Yeah. Is it not right now? No. Okay. Yes. I don't use any hardware things. I use Gnosis. Gnosis safes. That's what I use. Vitalik uses Gnosis. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. It's very similar. It's a smart contract that has its own seed, and then you interact with your MetaMask seed as well. So it has two sets of seeds, which is similar to your hardware, which is like a seed for your hardware wallet, right? And then you have your interaction wallet that has its own seed. So it's two seeds there as well. I think some of the hardwares have 24 seed encryption, right? I use Gnosis. So I don't know, but I know that Boo uses a hardware thing. Maybe there's somebody else in the TG. You should ask in the TG, but I'm not sure about Ledger stuff.
Okay.
Peyote, Alien uses a ledger, and he said the way he was explaining that you can put your cleave on a ledger, but you need to use a MetaMask as an interface for it. So whatever that means, maybe the gentleman can talk to Alien for more details.
Yeah, Boo has a hardware. I would ask if somebody can help you. Also, who's really helpful with you can't ask about Clip tokens, but if you go to the pulsechain Telegram,
Funny.
and go and voice, they're like experts. A lot of the people, a few of those people are foundation type people, and probably help develop the hardware wallets. So you can ask in there. Just don't say Cliff. But yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Okay, thanks. I'll definitely hit him up on Telegram.
Right on.
Hey, Peyote, I'm actually probably gonna buy more Cliff right now. But so I made like 100 when I bought it. Actually, it was last week. I bought I think $100 worth of Cliff coins. It was like 1,400,000 coins. Do you think that's a solid investment? What do you think? For a small investor.
Investment advice. I don't even invest. I've been trying to I don't even invest in things, guys. I a friend will tell me to ape into something, and I'll ape into it, and it'll go good or it'll go terrible. Other than that, I don't even look at investing. So I'm the last person. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm the last person to give any type of investment advice. I just work on projects.
Of course. No, definitely buying more right now. The gas fees are really unbelievable right now. But what time do you guys think it's the best time to buy actually Uniswap?
Man, I think there's no rhyme or reason. There's no rhyme.
I usually buy in the middle of the night. The middle of the night, I've gotten away with $30 or $40 gas fees, 3 in the morning.
Yeah, true.
That's good. And when I bought Cliff, it was actually $70. Around 70.
That's pretty good, actually. But you could definitely check like throughout the day in your local time zone. It depends on your local times as well.
Local time.
Yeah,
So if
and
there's
as far
many
as
people buying and selling at the same time,
congestion, yeah.
Okay.
And another thing you were asking about BITMART. So if you send your tokens from your MetaMask or other wallets, DeFi wallets, into BITMART, you will be charged a 16% tax. So 16% less tokens will arrive.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Okay.
So on
Hey, guys,
BitSmart
can you hear
again, they if I want, like, of course I'm gonna be holding Cliff until the moon, but like if I wanted to sell like on BitSmart, you said there. I'm sorry, Peter, to ask again, but so did they have a gas fee, or I'm sorry, a trading fee, but it's much lower than what the gas fee would be, right, on wallet, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, H, could you take it? I'm gonna eat dinner really quick. Take it.
All right, bro. Yep. Yeah, so there is no gas fee on BitMart, but there are like minor transaction fees. However, I think the way their liquidity pool is set, you cannot like sell it to the market right away because it's a order book. Like BitMart, you have to put your orders to sell into the market, and when there is a buyer for it, then your bag gets sold. Like on Uniswap, on the other hand, we have access to liquidity. Your tokens get to be interacted with that liquidity immediately.
Immediately, right?
So it's like the best thing to, like, honestly, the best thing you could do if you have a BitMart account is just buy it there and send it to Uniswap. Because yeah, if there's like in the future, right, if there's like competitions, or if like the way they want to check wallets, you usually get connected to the Web3 websites. So it helps when your tokens are in a DeFi wallet, because it's much more difficult to keep track of tokens on an exchange. You know what I mean? You can't, right?
Yeah, no, you cannot.
Yeah, so like even like let's say there was an announcement today that there will be a like a lottery thing going on with some big prizes for Clifford. In order for you to participate, your tokens need to be in a DeFi wallet, whether MetaMask, Trust Wallet, or Coinbase wallet.
Oh, all right. No, that's good. Really good to know. Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
That was H.
Who was
Meditation? Yeah,
right
that's
now?
H.
Meditation, right? Okay. Thank you
Yeah,
so
I go
much
by
for that,
H.
man.
I gotta change
H.
the name here. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, brother.
Peyote, can you hear me, Peyote?
I think he's eating, bro. Let's give him like 5 minutes to eat.
I can hear you, but I'm eating. Yeah.
That's okay. I just wanted to just drop in real quick. I just recently moved all my coins from Trust Wallet to MetaMask, from MetaMask to Trezor. All I had to do was the fee. All the coins were still there. So for the gentleman who asked whether they can keep it in a hard wallet, Trezor is what I just recently just transferred all my clip in there. So just FYI.
Okay.
That's great to know.
Badass.
That's really.
Guys, you can ask questions if anybody has questions.
Well, it wasn't a question. It was just, more help for the community. Also, you could use a VPN. So, and send your VPN to like UK, or set it to UK or Canada, and it also help on gas fees on top of that. So, if you do your swap around 2, 3 in the morning, and then also set your VPN to Canada or UK, do your swap, and you'll save a lot on gas fees. That's it.
Nice.
Can anybody explain? I'm sorry. Can anybody explain to me? Because as I said, I'm new here. Explain exactly what slippage does. I know that the recommended, for sell and buy is 20-25%, but what exactly does
slippage is when you're trading the token. It's how much token you receive back. So if you send 100%, there's a 15% tax, 10% tax. To use easy numbers, we'll say 10%. So if nobody is trading, and nobody beats you to the punch, meaning nobody buys or sells before you, then you'll receive 90% back. If someone does and your slippage is only set at 10 and the price changes, your transaction is going to fail. So generally speaking, you want to put the slippage, if there's action, but let's say about 5% above whatever the tax is.
Oh, okay. And that's usually like 20%, right? Like 20, 25?
It depends on the token. But for Cliff right now is set at 25. So you'd want to have a slippage of 30 if there's price action, or if there's trades, you may be able to get away with 25. But generally speaking, I mean, if you send it and you spend 130 on gas and the transaction fails, you just lost $130.
Okay.
So it's better to put it at least 5% above whatever the tax is.
That's really very useful information. I mean, I didn't know that. You could actually lose. You pay the gas fee, and then like if the slippage if it fails, I lose $100, for instance.
Whatever your gas is, right?
Wow. Oh, okay.
So if you don't want to lose gas, then, and depending on the time of day and how high the GUI is, it's just easier to set the slippage a little bit higher.
Okay. Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl commercial, is that a possibility?
I don't think we're looking at that right now. Could be.
Donate and we'll do it.
Yeah. What is that, like 10 million a minute or something, or 30 seconds or something insane?
6 minutes for 30 seconds. Crypto.com bought 2 segments, so it's about a minute long commercial.
Yeah.
Maybe next year?
Yeah, maybe next year.
Hey guys, if there's any questions, just ask away.
Yeah, now's the time.
Do you guys think it would be like a smart idea to for me to maybe sell half of my Shiba Inu coins for Clifford? Because I'm losing faith in Shiba Inu as well. So I don't know if I should maybe swap some some Shiba Inu for Clifford. You guys think that would be a smart move, or?
All the investment decisions come down to personal decisions. So
that's
I mean,
rule, right?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be, because the person, if SHIB for any reason moons tomorrow and we tell you to sell today, you have to be the one that makes that decision and say, crap, I shouldn't have done that, or look, it went down and I should have. It's all, investment's always personal decision.
For sure. I'm sorry, I know this is all about Clifford, but what do you guys think of Shiba Inu right now? You guys think that could actually down?
No opinion.
I'm sorry?
I have no opinion. Joey may have one.
No, I don't really have an opinion.
I have a question.
I think you all could have.
Well, I hold both, and I have an opinion on both, I guess, right? And I'm a community member. I'm not a team member, so I can voice, I guess, an opinion. So SHIB is kind of been around for a while, right? Like SHIB was where we are like 6 months ago, like maybe 9 months ago, 12 months ago. So as far as like the room to grow, SHIB might probably double from where it is now. Maybe it will quadruple. However, it will be very difficult for us in Shiba to 100x, 10x even from where it is right now. Like the market cap really needs to be pushed, and they don't have any burning in this, in the contract to like burn regularly. They do it once in a while when they decide to send some tokens, I guess, to celebrities. But it's a big project with over 1 million holders, right? I think it's 1.2 million holders. This project Clifford has only 11, 12,000 holders and only available on one chain. It's only 3 weeks old. So from like an investment point, I have money in both. I have more money in Clifford because Clifford will easily 10x from here, and then it will probably 20x from here and get to the level of Shiba. And by getting into Shiba right now would be much beneficial for an investor for a long term, because we will get to where Shiba is, and Shiba's already there. Like, so if that kept in mind, and all things being equal, like I said, I hold both tokens and I'm loyal to both tokens, and it's really good to diversify your portfolio. You know what I mean? Don't have all your eggs in one basket.
No, of course. I
I'll
agree.
say, for your Shiba guys, hold on, let me drink some water. For anybody who wants to help us make LP on SHIB swap, DM me, and we'll make LP on SHIB swap. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a lot more. If you're a Shiba whale and you want to make LP with us on Shiba swap, SHIB Cliff pair, I think with the taxes, I believe for Cliff at that point would need to be turned off, because I don't think the routers and everything will work SHIB the same. But I'm bullish. I want to make some SHIB's pairing. So
it's a good idea.
I have a question. You guys can hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm interested on learning how to buy the pre-sale. I don't know if you guys can explain me a little bit what to do to get onto the brand new projects.
yeah, just you have to be holding the Inuyasha token. Okay, buy as much as you're comfortable buying, and then see if that's enough to register when the registration comes around.
Okay, but I see on the website, I think it's a button that says buy now. That's where you go, or do you have to register on some different like a forum?
The registration will be put on the website. You're gonna have to go to the Inuyasha Telegram and just get your information from there, or directly from the Inuyasha Twitter. But when the registration is ready and open, it'll be at inuyasha.io, and it'll be different than anything that you're looking at right now. So if you're looking at I'm not sure what you're seeing, but all the directions will be pretty clear when the time comes.
Okay, so when you guys open for pre-sale, it's gonna be a different link on the website.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Also, like,
okay. And other thing.
Sir, just want to let you know, like, we don't want to give out too much information, so like scammers and people that are, have ill will don't replicate what we do and make it look alike, so everything that happens, especially like in ETH space, right, in startup token space, stealth launch type of stuff happens like on the nose when you need to stay and be a part of the community. I think that's like one of the best things you can do to participate into the next pre-sale is to hold the tokens, Inuyasha tokens, pick up some other ecosystem tokens like Guzzler and Clifford, and just be active in all the ecosystems and make friends there. So you just stay up to date. You know what I mean?
I'm a holder on Guzzler. I'm holding Guzzler, and I try to get some Inuyasha like several times on Uniswap, but it never went through. So I might try to do it again, but I have a lot of like trouble to buy Inuyasha on Uniswap.
It's probably your slippage. I had the same problem.
Yeah, I change, different numbers and all that, but it didn't work.
If you go to ¿usted habla español?
Sí.
Entonces, si usted va al canal de Telegram de nosotros, de Inuyasha, ahí puedes preguntar y te van a avisar cómo se puede hacer la transacción de Uniswap para comprar los tokens. Es que hay unas cosas que hay que hacer ahí con casi todos los diferentes monedas, pero es que tenés que poner los últimos dos números como 00 y después asegurarte que el slippage está bien puesto. Entonces, creo que para la compra son 10, entonces lo querés poner como a 15. Pero si te vas a Telegram, ahí te damos un video.
Ok. Sí, porque mi otra concern is to buy the pre-sale. It's like you swap Inuyasha to the new.
No, you have to hold it. You have to hold it. You have to have it in your wallet.
You guys do the transfer.
All the instructions will be shared.
Everything is in Telegram, right? So if you go to the Telegram, the exact process of how it goes, but the pre-sale hasn't been announced yet.
Hey, guys, I gotta go. I got 8 o'clock with Oren, right, Oren? I'm coming. Give me a second. So thank you, everybody. Thanks everybody for being here, and I think we're going to be doing more Twitter Spaces here in the future. So
thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Also, it's recorded, so if you came late, we'll post a replay so you guys can hear it from the start.
Yeah, I just had a quick question about Snoop Dogg. I've been seeing that he signed up.
We're working on it.
Cool. All right. Hey, nice. Yeah.
Hey,
let's go.
Meditation. I have a question, real quick.
Sure.
Said that we could maybe get to the point where Shiba Inu is right now. If we do get to the point where Shiba is right now, how much, the price prediction? How much do you think that the price could be for each token?
No one can really tell because we have a burning mechanism, right? And it depends how many tokens will be burned to that point where the taxes will be turned off. So, but we did one night. We were having some fun, and we did a speculative theoretical thought exercise that we calculated. Let's say if half of the tokens will be burned, and if the market cap will be at 10 billion, right? So it's kind of a lot of the community feels like we can get there in due time, right? So price per token ended up being 2 cents. So if the market cap is at 10 billion and half of the supply is burned, so we only have 500 billion tokens left, the price per token should be around 2 cents. But again, right, it all depends on the market cap, how much is burnt, and market conditions, liquidity versus market cap. There's a lot of details, but it has mega potential. This project has a mega potential,
of course,
and a solid group of people that are that have been holding. This is a lot of us. We've been holding Yasha, Dazzler, and now we're holding Clifford together, and we're kind of going to keep holding projects together, and a bunch of people that like each other, like to talk to each other, build a community, and there's a strong floor, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of FUD coming at us, a lot of nonsense. We just, brush it off and just do what we do. We just hold.
How much of your NFT wallet assets are included in the overall price of the token?
None.
Okay. So how do you incorporate the value of that into the token price? Because
so it's like any investment, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the gain is from that investment, that gain, or at times the entire investment, is actually put back once the said investment is liquidated.
Mm-hmm.
That gain is put back into the Clifford Inu token itself by buyback and burn. So like today, Budash bought 8 ETH worth of Clifford.
Sure.
And burned it, which comes directly from the sale of one of the doodles.
So the Doodle was an NFT. Just for people that don't know, Doodle was an NFT that was in the investment wallet that was purchased for 4 and some change Ethereum, and then it was sold for 8 and some change Ethereum. So the total sum of 8 Ethereum worth of Clifford tokens were purchased and burned. Just to make it clear for everyone.
Now, so then is the purpose of the NFT wallet strictly for gaining in that arena to sell to then switch over to buy up supply of Clifford and burn, or is there a different strategy outside of that in those NFT wallets?
The NFT wallet is a piece of the investment wallet, or a part of it, not the full thing.
No, I understand.
So, but again, the investment themselves are an engine to put back into or help Clifford or Cliff in any way that we can, right? So that could be let's say, a marketing campaign or a development, or any kind of development that we're attempting to accomplish, or something as simple as buyback and burn, but something that will benefit Cliff and Cliff holders.
Well, the way I'm looking at it, like for instance, I'm looking at your spreadsheet right now on your NFT wallet. So it's kind of like a balance sheet in a sense.
Correct.
Except for I don't know the profit loss, because under last value, I don't know where you got in. So I don't know if you're in profit or loss. But it seems like if that was incorporated, that would increase the value of the overall project at Cliff. Is that not accurate?
But they're two different tokens, right? So you're saying incorporated as in reflected in the value on DEX tools per se. That's how I understood the question.
So this is the way I'm thinking about it. Okay, so if you're a life insurance company and I invest in you, and as a life insurance company, you go out and buy industrial complexes and rent those out, the rent then pays back as part of the dividend back to the holders and the investors, but it increases the value of the insurance company. So I'm looking at these NFTs as, for instance, real estate that could increase in value, increasing the value of the Cliff project.
Correct. However, the main value or stored value that people see is is the value on DEX tools, let's say.
Okay.
The chart. So the way that you're picturing it is correct.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's no way to incorporate that value into the chart.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, and that's what I was curious about.
DeFi's not as sophisticated as NASDAQ, right? Or a stock or a Fortune 500 company. Where balance sheets or quarterly reports or annual reports are giving you different statements to allow you to understand the full investment portfolio of the company, therefore allowing you to invest more. As we go, which is one of the reasons why we have provided or made available or publicly available the investments that have been made.
Mm-hmm.
It should be something that could be understood that way. Mm-hmm. It's just, is there a connection currently?
Not at this point.
I don't think many,
there's no way to there's no way to incorporate assets owned by the project as part of the valuation for the token. Like the DeFi does not allow to do that.
Right. It's part of it, but people are looking more at catalysts and something that tangible there as opposed to understanding the full investment. But yes, investment is part of what pushes Clifford to gain more, right? Or
Yeah,
to be
I mean
worth more.
that was kind of the market strategy, is that it's not just about Clifford, but Clifford's going to go out and buy assets, you know, and that's part of the whole overall project. So I'm looking at these numbers going, well, this is fantastic. And if they hold these and they make wise decisions, holy crap. I mean,
yeah,
this could work out great in 5 years. Amazing.
Well, it's to even double an investment within a short time frame.
Yeah,
is significant, right? When you're talking about average gains, you know, you're lucky in the normal world or real world to get 6 to 7%.
Yeah, but I'm looking at your NFTs, and that's a joke. I mean, you're going to be doing hundreds of or thousands of exits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
and it does support the project. It's just it's connecting the dots, right? So we're attempting to do something that's new and innovative. Mm-hmm. So hopefully by the time people will understand, and that's what we're bringing them to understand, is how an investment fund actually works and how value is created. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So in other words, we're going to get there. It's just
we're there. We just have to make sure everyone understands it.
Oh, okay, got it. Cool. And then one other thing, you know, a lot of what is currently not only in the NFTs but also in the market wallet is significantly tied to ETH, which is then of course significantly tied to the price of ETH up and down. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any strategy to decouple in any, just to risk adverse from that?
One of it's an ERC20 token, right? So we're on the Ethereum blockchain.
Well, yeah, but if you held a bunch of, say, stablecoin or something that wasn't so tied, and I know I'm just guessing, just kind of throwing something out, just wondering, because you could have all these fantastic, you know, setups going on, and then a big dump and everything's in the toilet again. So, you know, that's the unfortunate part of being so heavily tied to any particular, you know, whether it's Bitcoin, ETH. And I know that that's crypto in general, but
we do hold USDT or UST.
Yeah.
And there is, just based on our research, you know, what ETH is most likely going to do. Mm-hmm. And at that point, when it reaches where we believe it's going to go, mm-hmm. we'll probably be exiting about 50% of the Ethereum that we hold.
Okay.
Just to create less volatility.
Got it.
In terms of the overall marketing wallet or the holdings that we have, or that Cliff has. So I mean that again, they're, you know, the day to day, and we're always looking at everything.
Got it. Okay. Oh, excellent. The more I ask questions.
Yep. All right. Can you guys hear me? I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for joining our first Twitter space. We had Deregister and Peyote Joey in here. They were really gracious with their time. We will be hosting more, but we did 2 hours, a little over 2 hours.